Good day to my gentle viewing audience. It's your man Shane Black, and I'm back. Maybe I'm out of retirement, I don't know. But yesterday, Friday, August 28th, the actor Chadwick Boseman died. Thing is, I called him an actor. I didn't say a black actor because first and foremost, he was a great actor, regardless of skin color. Y'all need to quit putting race at the forefront of everything. A black actor. You don't say, hey, oh, well, here's a white actor. But I was a black actor, an Asian actor, a Hispanic actor. Regardless of race, he was a great actor, period. Of course, I saw all three appearances as T'Challa, the Black Panther, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But before that, you had Marshall, 42, and my personal all-time favorite, Get On Up, where he played James Brown. I got so into that. Hell, I thought that was James Brown. And that is when you know someone is doing an excellent job at their craft of acting to get you so immersed in that you actually believe you're looking at the character they're portraying. It was a positive that he was black as I am. I was extremely saddened to read about his passing. Unfortunately, in reading material, I came across something that lessened the amount of grief that I was going through. Hold on a moment. To my gentle viewing audience, don't worry, I didn't fall onto the wagon, steal my vitamins, but GIN with a little OJ on the side. On the inside, that is. What I read, I saw it in an article of People online. It's a picture of Chadwick Boseman along with Kamala Harris, and the article was about Chadwick Boseman's last tweet. One came from him personally on August 11th. Was an endorsement of Kamala Harris on that Harris Biden ticket. Because I believe we all know that should Joe Biden be elected in some unfortunate circumstance, that he would be declared mentally unfit for the office, and Kamala Harris would become the first non-Caucasian female president. First female president and being non-Caucasian. But there was a picture of Chadwick Boseman chummy with Kamala Harris, but that was not the cause of my dismay. No, it was the image that was behind them. Freedom for immigrants. And I thought to myself, hold on. Immigrants who come to America legally are already free. Just look around you. You might not even know they're an immigrant, but that's because they're enjoying almost all of the freedoms that you can do the same things that you could do in most cases. Once they complete that immigration process and get their American citizenship, then they can do the same things that you can do. So I'm like, well, they're already free. What is this? Unless they're talking about immigrants who were caught attempting to enter our country illegally. So with the freedomforimmigrants.org, you can go there yourself. The reunite families, close the detention centers. Just let individuals who aren't supposed to be here just run loose like the buffalo back in the day through the fields of our country. And Chadwick Boseman was for this group. That's why he was at that event. And then I had to think, that's the thing. Kind of goes back to what I was saying the other day. Hold on. In my last video, I talked about I watched the game to see you play. I would watch Twitter or Facebook or Instagram if I wanted to know what you thought as an athlete. And so because I don't follow you on your personal account, that's your platform, your personal account. I don't look at it because I don't care what you think. You don't care what I think, I don't care what you think, so we're cool. But when you take that and put it over here, now that changes things because you have forced me to either look at your opinion on matters if I want to watch the game, which I won't do. I turn the game off then, that's no problem. Happened with Al Pacino in the movies. Once he kept showing up on TV talking about our president, Donald Trump, then I never went and saw anything else that he was in. Doesn't matter how good anyone said it was supposed to be. Cut off. And with Chadwick Boseman, because with Chadwick Boseman promoting the release of individuals entering this country illegally so that they could reunite families. Well, thing is, generally you shouldn't speak ill of the dead because they can't say anything back to you. They cannot defend themselves. And I'm not going to speak ill of Chadwick Boseman. But professional athletes, the Hollywood elite, million and billionaires, do not live in the same world that you and I live in. So it's easy for them to advocate for the release of all detainees who are trying to enter the country illegally. Just let them all in. I believe it was Oregon or Washington State, where there was someone who should have been deported, who had already been arrested 2 or 3 times for driving drunk. Who, I think it was last week, he hit a man. He was driving, not the man on the motorcycle, the person who should have been deported was drunk again, driving down the wrong side of the road and killed an American citizen who was not drunk and driving down the right side of the highway. Now, you can't say all about anything. You can't say all black people, all white people, all people who enter this country illegally. However, you increase the risk to us average Americans if you advocate for releasing individuals who tried to gain entry into this country illegally among the masses, because we are the masses. You can't speak to Chadwick Boseman, but if you, the average viewer, think about it and look at who showed up at the DNC last week. Look at who wants to raise your energy costs, because people politicize this, not me. I'm gonna hit that real quick and then I'm gonna go on. People Magazine Online wanted to make sure the public knew that Chadwick Boseman endorsed Kamala Harris. And they wanted to play on your heartstrings, that little violin out on your heart. So that I loved him in those movies and he's such a great actor, and if he felt that Kamala Harris was the best candidate for this office, because we all know that if elected, Joe Biden will be declared mentally unfit or unsound to sit in the chair, and then Kamala Harris will be the first female, non-Caucasian president of the United States. They politicized him. I just want to give you a counterpoint. That being said, the Hollywood elite do not live among us. They cry out for defunding the police, but if you defund the police, who's the person that's going to be getting their ass whipped out in the street? They're in gated communities with private security, and when they go out, they have bodyguards. I just got my .357 and my Glock. Those are my bodyguards. And if I use them in self-defense, then I might be the next McCloskey. These multi-millionaires and billionaires, athletes, actors, actresses, they can spout these ideologies about just let everyone in because they're not going to be hurt. That man on the motorcycle was hurt when he was hit by someone who should have been deported, who already had like 2 or 3 previous drunk driving arrests, and when they arrested him, he had a bunch of cans of beer in the car. It's like, oh, I just started drinking back there. Well, he must have been drinking hella fast because back there wasn't that far. Am I wrong? Am I wrong for not being as sad as I initially was upon hearing of Chadwick Boseman's death? I know, current thing is you don't speak ill of the dead. I'm not speaking ill of the dead. I don't think ill of the man. But like a child does not think of the consequences of their actions. And then they do something. Say, oh, well, I have a glass of water, and there's a flat screen 65-inch television, and it's got holes in it. Let me see what happens when I pour the water down there. They're not thinking of the consequences. Okay, one, you're going to short out the TV. Your dad's not going to be able to see his show. Then, your dad's going to have to go out and work that much harder or snatch money out of the savings in order to be able to buy another television set. These are consequences. And if you release detainees, as Chadwick Boseman wanted them to do, if you close a detention center and release individuals who tried to enter this country illegally into this country, then the consequences that are to be paid are going to be paid not by the professional athletes, not by the politicians, not by the actors, actresses, millionaires, billionaires. We are going to suffer. That's who. And they don't think about that. Either they don't think about it or they don't care. Like the NBA, they live in a bubble. And in their bubble, no harm comes to them because they're protected. But we're getting our asses whipped out in the street. I'm going to wrap it up with one final thing. And this one final thing is meant for the black individuals out there. When Joe Biden was on Charlemagne the God show, and Charlemagne asked him, what are you going to do for the black community? His response was something along the lines, well, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Since that time, I have still not heard what Joe Biden intends to do for the black community. So if you are black and you vote for him, well, that speaks volumes about your level of intelligence. The man actually dodged the question about what he's going to do for you, and you still voted for him. That shit's funny. It really is. Again, bringing it back home. We've lost a great actor. Someone who should have been just making movies for decades to come. And that's unfortunate, and it is sad. But this is also someone who was working to put my life, your life, the lives of our family and friends in danger. And so that just really balanced out my grief. Maybe he didn't know that this was what he was doing. But he was. And I'm just going to cut it all right now. Wakanda forever, my brother. I'm out.